Elisabeth here, and because I'm a member of the Kanban Craft Design team, I have been sent a box of goodies that I would very much like to share with you. As you can see, it hasn't been opened yet, so I wanted to go through the box as you will see it. So let's discover the delights of Holly Hobbie together. So it looks like we have a fabulous inspiration sheet. Yes, it says card samples for your inspiration, and these look like some of the cards that my fellow team member Irene made. So that's a good start, isn't it? And then on the back we've got the Holly Hobbie Angel policy that has been agreed with Cloudco Entertainment. So it's worth reading this because it will tell you what you can and can't do with the products. So it looks like it's a blue kit. So we've got a beautiful stamp set. Let me move this slightly to the right. So we will begin with number 2, collectible stamp and die set number 2. So it's the pretty little Holly Hobbie holding a bunch of forget-me-nots. So these will be good to keep as a collectible item. They've got them in these card envelopes, which I think are very stylish. So we've got a die. Where's the stamp? Here we go. There's the stamp. We've got something, let's have something white. There we go. So that will be lovely to work with. So you can colour in all of the patchwork. So you can use the colours here, or you can make up your own, and then you've got the butterfly and the flower to go with it. So you've got your hints and tips as well. But they're good quality stamps, so they're good to work with. So let's pop that to one side. I'll pop it away in the envelope because I like to look after these things. There we go. Bear with me a moment. There we go. So that's a good start. It's all very beautifully presented. So then we've got the authentic paper pack. Let's haven't got much room here on the desk for all these goodies, but let's open this up. So it says we've got 36 double-sided prints. So that's probably six lots of 6. Well, that's a lot to be working with. So this gives you a good idea what's inside. But let's have a close look. Oh, it's even got smell of good quality paper. Does anyone else do that? Sniff the paper when it arrives. Oh, that's lovely. So you've got a paisley print. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. 6 lots of 6. So you've got the Holly Hobbie, the original Holly Hobbie character, and a little watering can and some hearts. So I'm guessing this will give us a good idea of what's in the kit. So there's one way, and then there's the other. And then we've got Holly Hobbie holding the forget-me-nots, looking the other way. So this is like the stamped image. There we go. So you could cut these out, couldn't you, and put them in a cabochon. That would be very pretty. I do like the colouring. This colour scheme's very me. And then you've got these navy blues, and it's almost like a natural polka dot. I would wear a dress with that pattern. Beautiful. So I'm liking the way that all of these colours are coming together as well. Then we've got fabulous patchwork. These colours are amazing. So we've got some almost like a burnt orange and a warm brown and a very, very pretty pale green with flowers on top. Some pale yellow, some pale blue, and some little spots of harlequin pattern with like a mustard yellow. Very, very stylish colours. That's what I've got on the back. Oh, that's smart. It's like a man's shirt, isn't it? That's stylish. That will go with any of your background papers. We've then got the Holly Hobbie friends. Oh, look at them sitting there nattering. What are they doing? They're making something with balls of wool, I think, and then a big hug and some hearts. I think we all need a big hug these days, don't we? And then you've got beautiful, beautiful ditzy flowers. The colour of the blue is sublime. Wonderful. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Oh, this is fresh. These are fresh, pretty colours. This is like springtime. So here's that pale yellow that was in the patchwork quilts, and then you could cut out all of these flowers. Very pretty flowers. You could even layer these up, couldn't you, onto the bigger one? Make a little wreath or something. That's smart. That's like Laura Ashley wallpaper. I like that too. I like that you've got quite a bold colour on one side and a bold pattern, and then you've got classic American designs, haven't you, on the other. Let's lay that out. It's a nice little quilt that's coming together, which is quite apt really, because Holly Hobbie, there is a lot of patchwork, isn't there? And then we've got, I do like this navy blue. I like the combination of the navy blue and this very, very pretty, it's almost like a powder blue. And then, gingham. Oh, I love gingham. Oh, that takes you back, doesn't it? School dresses in your gingham dress and summer holidays. It's just classic design, isn't it? Oh, what a fabulous start to this collection. Let me see if I can bring them all into shot so that you can see them all in one go. Look, and that's only the first bit, the papers. There we go. Let's see if we could do that again. There we go. That gives you a real overview of the papers, doesn't it? Amazing. Oh, I can see me doing a lot with this set of papers. They really work, don't they? Everything mixes and matches, because you can put this gingham with these flowers, and you can put this navy blue polka dot in with these stripes, and this paisley, this pale yellow, matches up with here, and then you've got all the tiny heart designs that again will go with the gingham, all these ditsies. Everything will mix and match. Okay, let's move those out of the way. Let's put that together and pack them away in the box for now, and put that back on our packet. Okay, next up, 36 sheets. Look, you could use that for a card in itself. Sorry about the opening of the packet. Right, here we go. So again, this front sheet will give you a good idea of what's inside. Oh, look, we've got those really cool, the images. Look, these match the stamp. So I'm guessing that if you don't like stamping, I mean, really, these stamps are so good to work with. It's worth giving stamping a try with this, because you can heat emboss them and then you can colour over them. That means that this die, let's have a look. Yeah. Ah, look, they've even got grey lines around the edge of the Holly Hobbie, so you can line up your images. So that you've got 4 girls on one pack, so you could decoupage them. You could cut out the bonnet and decoupage them, one on top of the other. Let's see how many. I'm assuming we've got 6. So 1, 2, let's just double check. 3, 4, 5, 6. So instantly, even within that part, you've got 26 Holly Hobbies. Sorry, 24. I do know my math. 6 times 4, 24. And then you've got the butterflies as well that you can cut out. They're fairly easy to cut out. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. So there's our little elements. Oh, classic. This is why it's called the Authentic Collection. This is how I remember Holly Hobbie. In fact, I've probably still got the tin. I'll see if I can show you the tin. There we go. You really, really can't beat that image. And all you'd need to do is just literally put that on a card, put a sentiment on it, and anyone would be happy to receive that. That's adorable. That makes me very happy. I remember some of these images from cards that I received when I was a little girl. So here she is collecting the cat from her cousin or her brother in her apron. She's at the bottom waiting to catch the cat. Oh, here they are. Look, they're on the carousel horse here. Oh, the colours, it's almost like it's the original watercolour painting. They've really gone back to basics with this, and it really works. Really works. Beautiful white cardstock. I don't know if it tells you the thickness of the cardstock, no, but it is definitely card. Good quality card. There they are, watching the balloon float away. And here they are as friends. This is me as a little girl. This is how I looked. Very old-fashioned and quaint. But all that's missing are my little round-rimmed glasses. But yeah, best friends forever. With the little cat in the middle. And again, you've got the angel policy. It's easy enough to read and it's easy enough to follow, but it is worth reading it to make sure that you're complying with what you're allowed to do, because it's a very important license. So it's important that you honour the agreement that's been made. But essentially, you can make cards and enjoy making cards, but you do need to double check. So I do like these paper ribbons. I enjoyed working with these in the first, the Holiday Joys. So the Authentic Ribbon Pack, so 36 double-sided, oh, look at that. Love is the nicest gift of all. I really like these American style hearts. And they've got stitching around the outside of them. And then the iconic Holly Hobbie. So again, 6 of these. And there's the Ditzy that we saw in the printed paper. Let's just sort these out so that we can see them as we go. There we go. Then we've got the tiny Holly Hobbie in the oval. And the flowers themselves are so pretty. And that very, very smart navy blue. Back to the patchwork. So all you'd really need to do is to take one of these. Oh look, there's that nice pinstripe. You could put this around a jam jar and give it as a gift, couldn't you? A little label, a little Holly Hobbie. You've got the perfect gift. It'd look lovely around a Christmas gift of jam or chutney. Oh, this is wonderful. I really like this one. I really like that. Love is the nicest gift of all. You could cut these hearts out. They're a really good size, but they're just incredibly pretty. Beautiful. And there's our classic wallpaper design again. But again, all you've got to do, look, you've just got to take the heart and mix it with any of these, and that heart is depicted again next to the Holly Hobbie. Everything will be interchangeable. You've got your little girls again, and the fantastic gingham. That's got to be one of my favourite pieces ever, I think. Ever, ever, ever. Look at that. Holly Hobbie hearts and gingham takes you right back to the 70s when you're wearing your dungarees and you're going out to play on your bike with your friends in the street. Beautiful navy blue and that very, very pretty flower. It's a bit like a pansy, but it's got the petals of a pansy, but it's not quite the same. Oh, look at that. You can cut these up. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could take 2 of them, make a 9x9 card. Oh, I'll have a go at that. Beautiful. Really, really like these square designs. But then I guess if you run out, all you've got to do is cut squares of this or cut squares of the hearts, and then you're good to go. Don't they look wonderful all together? Really, really nice set of papers. Paper ribbons, they work for me. And we're only halfway through. Isn't this fabulous? Oh, lots and lots of sentiments. So you could use these inside your card, but if these are anything like the first set, they're almost too nice. Yeah, lovely quality paper. Nice printing. I like this text. I like the old-fashioned text. So let's very quickly look through these. Because you make life happier in a way that's all your own, you'll wish the best of birthdays and the happiest year you've known. Oh, so look, you've got all the imagery again. You've got cream and you've got white. So as I say, I think I would cut these and use them as sentiments on the front of the card. But yes, they work too. Very, very nicely done. So this is building up here. I'm running out of space. Okay, so now we have the toppers themselves. So it looks like we've got some gold foiling. Let's have a look. Right, we need to make lots of room for these because these are going to be the stars of the show, I think. And if the papers are anything to go by, these are going to look amazing. Bear with me a moment just while I move everything over. Here we go then. So we have got 1, 2, 3 of each design. So this is our first design. Let me see if I can get it so that you don't get a shine on it. So we've got these large toppers of Holly Hobbie, so 2 of those, and then these smaller side panels. So you've seen the imagery before on those square cards that we saw at the beginning, like the little watering can. So there's one. These are pretty. So these are all die cut. So we've got 9 on this page, so that's 27, isn't it? Just of this set alone. So you've got like an oval with a crinkly edge. These hearts are beautiful, aren't they? Be kind. If you can be anything, be kind. That's a good motto to live by. These are fabulous. And here you've got 3, 11, 13, 15, 17. Lots of sentiments in this one. I like the ones where the love comes down the other way. That would be good for a tag. I've got the cat in this one as well. Little birdhouse again. Wow, there's a lot of toppers here. So there's 1, 2 of those. These are pretty too. I've seen the dies for these. We've used these dies before. The dies came out with Holiday Joys, so you can mat and layer these ones in all of the colours. So in your blues and your yellows, because I have a feeling you'll be getting some extra cards when you look to buy the collection. This is a nice image. Just holding flowers, waiting for Nana to arrive. And this is like my cousin and I mucking about on the river. on a summer's afternoon. Yeah, it's beautiful imagery, isn't it? You won't go wrong with these. Just really simple to use and beautiful. These are pretty. So you've got more gold foiling, and you can even cut. So how many of these have got? We've got 2 of these. So you can cut these sections out as well. That's beautiful. Look at that. Wouldn't that be amazing to send for a birthday? Or this one you could use for an anniversary card. They're going to be suitable for all occasions. It's not often that you see Holly Hobbie's face, is it? What a pretty little girl. I love looking at all the patchwork. That's why I like the pattern paper, because it's, look, there's the paisley in that pattern paper. Oh, isn't that wonderful? So you could take the paisley paper and just do a simple background and then add this topper and a little sentiment. Oh, these are pretty. I do like the mix of, some of them are gold foiled so you can make rich looking cards, and then some of them, the paper, it's just about the images, it's about the gingham and the little pretty. This is sweet too, a little border of Holly Hobbie. And these will make amazing tags and sentiments. I like the sizing of them too, because then you can put this image with the bigger one, and that's quite good technique when you're making these types of cards. So we've got 1, 2, I even like this tiny little heart. I'll have to work out how I can cut all these hearts out and keep them. Put a little bit of thread through them. And then 2 more. So we've got 1 of this design. More straightforward tags. Love these. So you can really see the paper here. There's our navy blue. There's the patchwork and the paisley. And then there's the tiny little girls together. That's a sweet little tag. Some of these I would find hard to use because I just love them too much. I think I'll have to get another set. 1 to stroke and 1 to play with. So smaller tags here. And some of them, yep, they've got little holes in as well, so you can thread your twine through them. So I'm thinking twine and craft paper and beautiful little wooden buttons. What a fantastic kit. I think I'll go away and play, and then I will come back and I will show you some of the things that I'm making to send off to Kanban Crafts for the launch of this fabulous collection. See you soon. So I've had a play and I had a wonderful time creating cards and projects with this collection. Everything mixes and matches beautifully, and the quality of the card and the paper stock is excellent. So here is my first card. So you've got that gingham paper that I fell in love with, and the one of the main toppers, and there is the paper ribbon and a little sentiment and a piece of cardstock that I'll very quickly show you in a minute. But you can't really beat that card, can you? Iconic Holly Hobbie, takes you right back to childhood. Summer days, wearing long dresses and boots and running around the fields picking blackberries. Yeah, really loved playing with this collection, but I'll try and speed up a little bit. So this is the cardstock that will also come at the same time, so you can order this separately to match your collection. Very good quality cardstock, Vanguard cardstock. You can see the colours and how they mix with the colours within the collection. So you've got an aquamarine, a very smart navy blue, pale blue that goes perfectly with the gingham, so you can see that's the pale blue there. And almost like a moss green that would also work really well with Holiday Joys. A burnt golden yellow, excuse me, and a very subtle pale cream. So this cardstock will really elevate what you're doing with the papers. So let's move that out of the way so we've got a bit of room. And I'll very quickly show you this idea as well. So this was just a piece of brown paper, one of the paper ribbons, and I wrapped the paper ribbon around the paper that I had already stamped with that beautiful little stamp that I showed you. And then I made a paper rosette from another one of the paper strips, added a topper, a little bit of raffia, and there's that love tag that I pointed out. So yeah, I think I might do all of my Christmas presents in this style this year. And here's another little idea, just a very simple pouch made from paper bag, and then I coloured the stamp, which was easy to do. These are just polychromo pencils, and there's one of the tags with a little peg attached. So let's move those out of the way, and now we've got more room to have a look at these cards. So here's card number 1. Let me just zoom you in a little bit. There we go. There's card number 1. So there's my cousin and I boating along the river, and I moved it at an angle to make it look like he's really struggling to row me along. And then I've used these navy blue polka dot style paper, used the label dies to matte and layer the original topper, and then a few of my own little wooden buttons. So there's card number 1. Let's move on to this one here. So again, a very straightforward card. This little banner at the bottom is cut from the bottom of the hearts on the paper strip. The tag is just stuck to here, and then I've thoroughly enjoyed cutting and colouring these in, and they do add your own personal touch, don't they? So let's move that one over. Let's do the other colour card. So this is the stamp from Holiday Joys. So Holiday Joys was all in the reds, and all I've done is taken the same blues and the colours that I used in this card and replicated them in the original image. So then this takes you back to this topper. So don't be afraid to use Holiday Joys with this set as well. But I really love this tag and this heart. There we go. And let's look at the next card. Let's move on to one of these. So this is the set of dies that will come with this set. So you can purchase them separately. And these work with this style topper. So it's almost like a shell. So here are the younger versions of Holly Hobbie and her little brother watching the balloon float away. So it's just layering up the pattern paper and the cardstock. This one's a slightly bigger card, so I talked about using that strip that had all the squares in, and that's exactly what I did. So there we go. So I cut them all down to the same size, left myself a little white border, and then I matte and layered them up onto the colour cardstock that I had cut from a little square die that I had. And then I found in my stash some coordinating ribbons that I thought added a nice little touch to the corners. But very, very simple card. You could add a sentiment later on when you're ready to gift it. Again, we're going larger again, and this is more layering out squares. There we go. Might need to come back a little bit for this one because it's a very big card. It's an 8x8 card. So here I took all of the label style gold foiled toppers, and then I arranged them so that there was a little border around each one of them, but it almost made a story in itself. And then I cut out one of the tiny little Holly Hobbie toppers, and then I've stuck some pads on her to lift her up a little bit and just laid her in the corner here. But that would make a very nice birthday card, wouldn't it, for a friend? There we go. Another large card here. Let's see if I can fit these both in. So this one was used with the scraps that I was beginning to build up from cutting into all of the papers and the paper ribbons. So it's a piece of the navy blue card, and I have just crisscross the paper, so some are going to the right and some are going to the left, but it reminds me of a patchwork quilt. That's what I was trying to emulate. Some of you probably even know the name of the pattern, but this fantastic paper ribbon with the buttons on, you could, if you wanted to, put glossy accents on these. That would work nicely, or even add your own little buttons or cord if you wanted to. There's the topper again. Here we go. And this time I have die cuts from the navy blue so that it matches in with the background here, and then laid her on the top. Some of these I would add a sentiment on at a later point, but for TV samples this works well. And let's move this one over, and then we've got another. This is a DL card. Let's move this one over to here. There's your DL card. I'll go back in again a little bit. There we go. There you go. Let's move this one out of the way. And again, I've just taken the toppers and matte and layered them, and there's that very, very pretty small square paper in the background. The card itself is made from that Vanguard cardstock, very, very good quality. And then I just added a little ribbon of my own again. We're getting near the end now. So then I've made a Z-fold card. So if you ever want to know how to make any of these things, just write a message in the comments below, and I will happily guide you or make a video to show you how it's done. So this is your typical Z-fold card, but this time I've put the workings of it at the top rather than the middle or at the bottom, because I was trying to give the illusion that the carousel was floating up high. That's the reason why I stuck it to the top and not to the bottom. But here I've used one of those sentiment pages, and they really are so nice that you can cut them down. Don't be afraid to cut into them, because you can use the elements within your card and some more of the toppers. So I'm copying that image just to follow through the design. And there's another little snippet of the love is the nicest gift of all. We've then got a very, very straightforward but stylish card, and this was mentioned to me by my friend Mrs. Cox, so thank you for that, Mrs. Cox. This is actually the front cover of the paper set, and all I've done is taken one of the toppers there and covered up the part that says Holly Hobbie, and then all I've added is a bow. I mean, you could do more to it, but I think that is such a beautifully stylish card that I'm more than happy to leave it like that. And then this is the card that I thought I would show you how to make. So it's really made from one sheet of paper, and it's a fold. So here are the sentiments inside again that I've stuck down, and it's actually one piece of paper, and then I've used the papers to decorate all of the various sides, just a topper, and then these are tags that you can then send to a friend, and then maybe they can take 2 of the tags and make a card of their own. So that's my little idea, and I'm going to show you how to make that next. I'm going to show you how to put this little tag card together, and to begin with all you need is an A4 piece of paper. So I say paper rather than the cardstock that you can get with the kit from Kanban, because that's such good quality that it's a little bit too thick for this particular project, because you're going to be adding extra layers. So what you need to do first is to take an A4 piece of almost cardstock, round about 160, 180, and then fold it in half horizontally, fold it in half vertically, and crease down the side, because this will help you when you want to construct the card. The next thing you're going to do is to look at these as panels. So you're going to take the lower panel, so this right hand panel here, and you're going to fold over, leaving yourself a slight gap of round about half a centimetre between the fold and the crease line here. This will mean that your triangle is coming down to approximately 9.5 centimetres here. So if you've got your ruler, this is round about a 9.5 centimetre angle from that point to that point. So you fold this one over and then you turn it around and you do the same again, but this time the distance between the fold line and the crease line is approximately a centimetre. So if you fold from this point so that you're about a centimetre from here, the triangle will naturally come down to round about the 8.5, 9 centimetre mark. So if you work it from this side and then allow the triangle to form, this is the part that is more important. So then you're ready to cut the card so that you're able to bring these elements together. So use the top triangle so that this is on your left hand side, and your bottom triangle is on your bottom right hand side, and the fold that you're going to cut is on the left hand side, so from the left to the center point, and you want to go ever so slightly over the fold line, and you may find that you want to cut yourself an extra slither off here. It will all become clear in a moment, so bear with me. Okay, so then we bring over the top left hand corner and bring this over. Bear in mind that you do need to keep folding. I've already worked this one, but the more that you burnish and fold, the crisper the results. Then you bring the bottom right hand corner up like so, and the extra piece you very carefully bring around the back of your card. And essentially what will happen is you'll open your card like so, and then you've got yourself two pockets here and here, and that's where your tags will sit in. At some point you will end up gluing along this part here, but there's no reason really to have to glue here and here, because you'll find that the card will hold itself. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to measure this patterned paper so that we've got ourselves a nice little border. And the way that I did this was I took my 3 pieces of paper, and these measure 9.5 by 14.5 centimetres, and I cut them in pieces first just to see which way round I wanted the patterns to work. So I think I'll go with this combination, And so then I took my front panel and I left myself a small border, maybe 2 millimeters around the edge, and then I took my pencil and I found the mark where the fold comes in here, and I made myself a small little mark here, and there's the top there, and I just want to come slightly under that fold there. So then I take my guillotine, and you could use a craft knife if you wish, but I find this method works for me, and I line up the mark against the edge of my guillotine. Right, and that's one done, and then I save all of these scraps, rub this away, and then this will come into here. Then I decide which one I would rather have behind it. So let's see what that looks like. Down, I took another look and tried a different paper, and I felt happier with the pinstripe, so I very quickly cut down the different front, and now I'm going to go ahead and stick down the pattern paper in. To make the tags, I use the Kanban label dies, and these did come as a set with Holiday Joys, so they will be available, but all you're looking for are the label dies, because they fit around this element of the toppers. So I took the larger die and cut out 2 pieces of coloured card that match the back of this card here, the medium sized die, then cut out my patterned paper, and then these will then layer up like so. Ordinarily when I do things like this I would add some sticky pads to this topper, but because I know I want to slip these into here, everything is going to lie flat. Before, when I've made them, I've added a little piece of ribbon or twine in here as well, and that looks pretty, but I'm not going to do that with this particular design. There we go, 2 very pretty tags that you could leave with the card. They could become tags for your friend, or you could encourage your friend to pass the Holly Hobbie love on, and then they've got toppers to make cards of their own. So this is the point where I would put in that little extra piece of glue. So I hope you can see that all I'm doing is laying in a very, very thin line on the back. So this one here, and then I will take this front area and just add just a touch, and then hold it together and allow it to set. So leave the tags in now, and then allow that to set, and then we will add our topper here, and then maybe a few buttons. So here's the two finished tag cards. On the original one, I cut down the sentiment to go on the inside, but I don't know what I want to add to this one yet, so I've got plenty to choose from and plenty of time, so I'll leave this one to dry and then decide on the inside later on. So it's a straightforward and pretty little project. I hope that you will give it a go. Please do leave your comments below to let me know what you think. Maybe take a photograph and add it to the For the Love of Kanban Crafts Facebook group, because everyone in there loves to see your work. And if you would like to see more of what I do, please do subscribe to my channel and follow me across social media, and then you can see what other wonderful Holly Hobbie products are coming out soon. Thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.